You're looking to do something this weekend, check out the world premiere of Alice and the New Wonderful, taking place at the Detroit Institute of Arts Film Theater. The story follows Alice as she navigates her transition to reality after her unforgettable experiences in Wonderland. The show is put on by the Mosaic Youth Theatre of Detroit, offering a fresh perspective on a timeless classic. Well, joining me now to discuss this is the director of the Alice and the New Wonderful show, Edmund Allen Jones. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So we know the story of Alice in Wonderland.
Right.
How is this different?
Well, first and foremost, Alice is a teenager now. So we really wanted to explore. She's growing up, but she still has had this experience. And so with this story, we're exploring what does that mean for someone who's gone to Wonderland and has now come back, and how do her classmates view her? How do her parents view her? It almost teeters on explorations of mental health and how people are perceived based on their experience of life. So it's really great. We're also exploring a lot about, with the music, we're exploring a lot about creativity, a lot about accepting who you are and what you're capable of. And so I'm just really excited for people to see the new wonderful that Alice is going to experience in this story.
She's growing up, and when you think about this story and the way you're telling it, what do you think when people leave the theater, what do you think they're going to take away?
I think the biggest thing they will take away is that you will change based on your experiences, and you need to embrace those changes.
You know, you see people coming into the theater and you have to wonder how this all came together, the production. Just how difficult of a task was it to put this all together?
Hey, that's a great question. Particularly when we're dealing with young artists, it can be a bit of a challenge.
How young are we talking?
So we're looking from 8th grade all the way up to 12th grade. Yes, so it's a nice mix of personalities, of maturity levels, but also, you know, a lot of them don't drive, and so we have wonderful parents who work really hard to get them to rehearsals, but sometimes they have other obligations like school, or they're involved in other sporting events, and so that can sometimes cause conflicts. So that's one of the biggest challenges, is trying to navigate all of that at the same time, making sure they still, you know, do everything they need to do. One of my favorite things that I love about Mosaic is over the course of its 30-year history, 95% of the students have graduated high school on time and gone on to college. Wow. And so that is one of our big things is, yes, the art is important, but also making sure you take care of school.
At this point in the production, right, is the biggest challenge having the kids and the actors remember their lines? So what is the biggest challenge as we sit here today? I imagine the kids are forgetting lines at some point, right? This isn't Broadway.
It does happen. However, one of the first things that I did when I started working with them was I taught them my methodology for memorizing lines. So I've been performing in theater since I was 4 years old.
Wow. And
so right off the bat, I knew how important, you know, you've got the Pareto principle, right? 80-20. So I know that what gets you 80% of your results is to know your lines.
How do you remember the lines? You say you have a theory for it.
So yeah, we have a process.
So what's the process?
So I have them write every single line by hand as if it's a continuous monologue.
Wow.
Right? And then we write all of the lines and their cue lines as well. So they know exactly what to say when. Then we have them tape record it and practice with the cue lines. So it's quite a long process. It usually takes anywhere from an hour to 2 hours if you have a page, you know, a traditional page of written script to really download it. But their favorite part is, in order to really lock it in, I encourage them to take a nap. Because that's how you...
Not during the show. Not during the show. No, we're not talking about that. Not during the show.
But as they're going through the memorization process, because that's your way of telling your brain, hey, this is important. We want to store this in long-term memory.
It's amazing because to go from a childhood actor being in the theater to now directing, you must have an incredible appreciation for just the job and everything that goes into this. How excited are you to put this on at the Mosaic Theater?
amazing. It's I'm an alum, a proud alum of Mosaic, and I have nothing but amazing experiences. Some of my best friends in my life are the people that I met in Mosaic to this day. You know, I've known them for over half my life now, and to be able to pay that forward, it's a tremendous blessing. Jeff.
I see you getting emotional
Yeah.
about it. Why does it mean so much to you? Why do you love it so much?
I was a very nerdy kid, and just really into school, really into books. I often joke that theater is like sports for nerds because, you know, it's very physical and you have to get involved, but it's also very intellectual.
You found your thing.
I found my thing. I found my tribe, as like people like to say, and I found a tremendous leader. So Rick Sperlin is the founder of the organization, and every time I feel like I want to skimp or do things halfway, I have him jump on my shoulder and say, "Do you want to be great? Do you want to be great?" And so
almost like a coach.
like a coach,
right.
Very much like a coach. And so to be able to come back and direct a Mosaic show and do it my own way, but still have, you know, some of the things that I learned from Rick to bring to the table, it's been a tremendous blessing. I'm so grateful.
Well, I know you're probably going to have tears in your eyes when the curtains go up, or maybe
Yeah.
you'll be all business, all focus. So Alice and the New Wonderful, it's coming to the Mosaic Youth Theatre of Detroit. Tell us how we can get tickets.
Absolutely. So you can go to mosaicdetroit.org. You can get tickets there via Eventbrite, or you can get them at the Detroit Film Theater behind the DIA as well. That's where we'll be performing.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
Best of
you.
luck with this performance. Edmund Allen Jones, the director of the Alice and the New Wonderful, runs this weekend at the Detroit Institute of Arts Film Theater. Congratulations. Best of luck with the show.
Cheers.